Hey, man, I got to tell you about something.
Okay.
Look, most days I wake up, I'm at that age now where I think to myself, I'm not kidding you, I think to myself, thank God I woke up again. You know, there's a moment in time where you get to a certain age, you're just like, I hope I wake up, I hope I feel good tomorrow. And when you wake up and you can get out of bed and you're like, I'm not even hurting that bad. And I kind of got to pee, but I don't have to run, so that's good. That's the moment. Those are the moments, Derrick, when I know that I feel like I am ready to
Cannonball!
Let's go! Woo!
Yeah, man, it puts things into perspective, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like at the end of the day, be happy you woke up.
Yes.
Happy to be alive.
Absolutely. You know, don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
And when I was younger,
I do. We all do.
Sure.
I'm guilty of it, but I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be here with you today, sir.
And vice versa.
Yes. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Hey, how's it going out there, guys?
Hey, do you know where you can go to learn more about my friend here, Coach Camp?
Where is that?
MotivateWithCoachCamp.com.
I forgot about that. I do have that place. And I was thinking about on that same spot, you can also find a lot of cool stuff about a studio.
That's right.
SRP Studios LLC.com.
That's right. So open up 2 tabs on your computer. MotivateWithCoachCamp.com, SRP Studios LLC.com.
Line them up.
All right, then open up open up your Gmail.
Gmail, money.
And send us a note at
Do it. Motivating life. No, it's cannonballing life. Lifey life.
Cannonballing Life at gmail.com.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, sometimes the motivation's so high, I forget that we're cannonballing.
We're feeling positive today. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, and if you were feeling that way and you were online, what could you do?
We can voice your positive mindset at Positive Voices, a Facebook group that Coach put together.
I did.
And the link is in the description. And then
that's good. We're almost at 1K. We're almost at 1K on the followers.
Oh, 1,000 followers,
almost.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
And then the link below that is where you can really help us out.
Sending the move luscious.
Yes, bringing in that chaos.
Thank you.
Yeah, Venmo at Motivate with Coach Camp if you want to send us some shekels.
And I like that kind of thing because that's going to allow us to do the next thing.
Yeah.
And that's going to be cannonball.
That's going to be cannonball!
Do it.
Do that again. Oh, we were supposed to talk through the whole song.
Well, we kind of did. We cannonballed a little early.
That's right. So I need to isolate just that sound.
Okay.
Just cannonball.
Yep.
Done. I got to figure that out. But lots to talk about today. At some point, I want to update.
Yeah. What else?
One last push to bring people to the A Fair event coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Of course, Coach, you come in with a list of ideas.
Got ideas.
Mother's Day.
Things happen.
The not eating.
Yeah.
Weed eating.
Yeah. Well, the weeds are eating.
Grass. You have an eyeball issue.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have
Look
something. You have something to say about garage sales. You're trying to buy a Jeep. But first off, why don't we give a shout out?
Yes.
To some special young ladies and athletes.
Oh, I would love to do that. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to call my shot on this if you don't mind.
Okay, so I'm going to fade the music out.
Fade it out.
All right, so what's coming up? You told me you're wearing Hernando Tigers shirt.
Nando.
And the high school softball team, which is well known.
Very well known.
And has been a successful team for some time.
Highly ranked.
The coach has been on The Real Hernando, by the way.
I know. I'm kind of disappointed. I've been trying to get her on here.
Someone's jealous.
Motivate with Coach Camp. You can come and do it, girl.
But
I got one of their players coming on soon.
Cool.
J-Dog.
So what's going on with them right now?
So they're on their way to Hattiesburg today being Wednesday when we're taping. So whenever this comes out, be Friday. I just want to say, I'm looking at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Come in.
And my phone's ringing.
Oh, maybe that's the future.
It says Mets.
The New York Mets are finally calling you. Well, they're calling you because we're talking about the softball team.
Pause. Let's take this call, shall we?
Yes, let's do that. But we're going to come back to this. Making a shot. Calling a shot.
Hello, this is Derrick.
Hi, good morning. My name is Griselda. I am the coordinator calling you from Ember for the Mets program. Yes, I'm calling today to introduce myself as your assigned care coordinator to provide support and resources that you may need it. Is this one a good time for you to talk?
Ma'am,
wonderful time.
It's your lucky day.
Yes, it is.
You are with me and my buddy Coach Camp on the Cannonballing Life with Coach Camp podcast. Cannonball!
Yes. Congratulations. You're live on the air, young lady.
How do you feel about that?
This is being
taped. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's being taped.
You're on the podcast.
For promotional services.
That's right.
Yes. We just have to let you know that.
Okay.
So how are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How about you?
We're doing amazing. Yeah. We're feeling very positive today.
We really are. We're a very happy, positive group.
Yeah. So, but look, probably not now is a good time to talk. But if you want to give me a call back sometime in August,
that'd be a good time.
That'd work out just fine.
My birthday's in August, by the way.
It is. Yeah. My mom's birthday's in August.
We're going to celebrate together. Whoop, whoop.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining the show, ma'am.
Yes. Guest star.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am. She's trying to figure this one out, boys.
That was great.
That was good stuff.
Let me put the phone now on silent.
That's all right. Hey, it happens to the best of us. I once saw a guy. All right, so as I was going to say, back to my prediction.
I had to be nice.
Oh, I like that. You were much nicer than me. I usually give them a horn. But that's also the Medicare people, because they'll call me 7, 8, 25 times a day.
I get them all the time.
Mets, you never know. She could be with New York. We don't know yet. So I'm going to make a prediction. This is coming out Friday. We're taping it Wednesday. Congratulations, Hernando High School softball team, for being state champions for the second time. Clap it up, baby.
Boom.
Woo! Good
Coming
job,
in
girls.
hot. Coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Good job. Good job. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh,
all right, so timeline again, refresh. We're filming on Wednesday.
Yes.
They're playing today?
Today and tomorrow for sure.
So by the time this publishes on Friday, they'll be champions.
Yes, because they only got to win 2 out of 3. They're going to win today. They're going to win tomorrow. I'm calling my shot.
State champs.
I once wore a shirt that says I'm always right.
Cool.
And I chose the Eagles. We know where I'm at now, so I'm really good on my predictions.
Yeah,
very good.
Very solid.
Spot on. DraftKings should probably pick up my predictions. just saying.
And then we'll see what happens.
Yep.
And next week, talk about the game.
It's really cool because I coached several of these girls that are on this team. Mm-hmm. The shortstop, Jayla, I was able to coach her for a year. Some of these girls are probably like, please don't say my name. Please don't say my name. It's okay, Caitlin Gentry. Olivia Skinner. There was several girls within this group that I've either coached for or against. And it's just cool to see them performing at a really high level in high school.
And they've been consistent.
They have been. And they're going to continue to be.
Yeah.
Look, the future for Hernando softball looks really good with the girls that they have. They really do.
And they're all excelling and moving on and getting scholarships. And
they are.
Schools are looking at Hernando for those girls, right?
And we're going to have Jayla Seitz on our show as a high school athlete, doing a little mini series, 2-part, coming up here soon on the Motivate with Coach Camp show. And ask her to come on. I've known her dad for a while, her dad and her mom. And I'm going to have Jayla on to talk about it. And whenever she was like, yeah, I would love to come on, I was like, well, we're going to wait till after you're state champs.
That's right.
And she's like, what? And the baseball guy I picked, he's out of East Union. He is in the top 45 ranked high school players in the nation.
Wow.
Has committed to Mississippi State and is having tryouts this coming week, which is why he had to cancel today. He's supposed to be an interview with me today because he's trying out for the Rangers.
Wow.
And then after that, he's going to Atlanta to try out with the Braves. So this kid's up and coming. He's gonna be a stud.
So he's been in college.
He's been in high school. He's a senior this year.
So he's looking at Mississippi State, but also scouts from pro leagues are looking at him?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, his numbers look like an arcade game. It doesn't even look real. You look at his ERA, his home runs, his batting average, everything across the board. He's throwing almost 100 miles an hour as a senior in high school.
So he could potentially sign a contract with a major league team, obviously farm system.
Yeah.
Without college, straight out of high school.
Many do that. Many do that. Austin Raleigh, our very own DeSoto County boy, he did that.
Straight from high school.
Straight out of high school.
And then he's in the big show now.
He's all-star in the big show. Not just in the big. He's won the World Series already. So he went to single A, double A, triple A, went up the ranks real fast, and then broke into the bigs a few years back. 2021, I think it was.
And he's a star player.
Isn't
that great?
It is awesome.
I mean, that's a child's dream come true. His dream came true.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He just recently, by the way, I know, Austin, you don't really know me. I know of you. I coach several of the players you used to play with.
Have you ever tried to get him on the show?
Man, I've tried to connect with him. He's hard to track down. And I know people that know him directly, but I don't know. He's a big leaguer. So sometimes it's like, I don't know.
You'd
where
have
it
to get
falls.
him in the wintertime.
I'd have to get him in the wintertime, and usually he's hunting in the wintertime a lot, which is no knock on that. He's out in the woods. But he just recently donated some kind of bonus check. I wish I had all of the notes. I don't have any notes on it.
Mm-hmm.
But like $3-something million to DeSoto County for a shelter for
Good
kids
for him.
or something. I mean, it's like I have to look back at it. But I just saw a quick little clip
$3
of it.
million.
Yeah. So he's
Good for
giving
him.
back to his hometown.
Good for him.
Yep. Good job.
I
Good
would
job.
hope I would do the same.
I feel like you would. I feel like we do. We give what we can.
You would hope,
We give what we can. We
Yeah.
do a lot of free event stuff, you know?
but that's a lot of money. I get it.
It's a lot of money to me and you. He did sign a contract for over $200 million, so it's not a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
I mean, I can give you $5 if you need a coach.
And look, if you only had 10, that's half what you got.
But I'd have to write a check. Don't cash it until next month.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I've been there, my friend. Well, so, hey, speaking of money, can I say one other quick thing?
Of course.
Because we're going to dive into today's events. I hope you guys are okay. We had a prolonged intro, which was fine because then our friend Kadishka, she was on the show for a minute. I think that's what I heard.
From Embedders.
Embedders. Thank you, Tony Harrington. Thank you, Tony. Clap that up.
Yes.
Tony is our first official Cannonballing Life donor. Thank you, buddy. Send us a donation. He did that.
Yes, and a generous one.
Very generous.
Thank you. And now, for the first time, we're like,
let's do it.
yeah, so we want shirts.
We want to get shirts. We want to get an emblem made. I told him, I said, what size do you wear?
Yeah.
He wants his son to have one. Drew has been on my show.
well,
Drew
yes.
is on my show, actually.
Okay, so of course. But it made me realize we need a logo first.
We got to get a logo.
And that's going to be the tricky part.
Yeah.
Finding someone that can put together a good logo. I think like your idea, coach's idea, is it's called illustration.
Is that what it's called?
An illustration
I call it a cartoon
of our faces, or a cartoon kind of, an illustration of us cannonballing
into a pool.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
That makes so much sense.
And I'm going to wear a thong.
And you know, I will reach out to Mondo. You people watching and listening don't know who he is, but Mondo was my graphic designer for a number of years, and I was spoiled, rotten with not only his talent level, but the cost and what he was willing to do for me. And he was young, and he ended up moving on, getting a full-time job. He didn't want to do freelance graphic designing anymore because it's tough, right?
Yeah.
But man,
maybe
the Real Hernando, the Rhythm Section podcast, on and on and on and on. All the SRP Studio logo, the main logo, every pixel was designed by him, and just amazing work. So he's the guy that would make this awesome for us.
You just got to put it in JPEG. I think it's what it is. I'll just take a JPEG.
It's a little more than that.
Always a little more. Okay.
But once we get that perfect logo, and then
start slapping
off
that
and running,
crap, baby.
throw it on hats, shirts, mugs. Yeah,
I like it.
You know what? Maybe someday this podcast will have its own audio channel. Maybe.
I think it should.
Then we have a logo for that. Maybe its own Facebook page.
Hey, we're growing, and people contact me all the time. People don't know. They're sending me stuff. They love it.
Well, the benefit of putting this on the Motivate with Coach Camp channels was we had an audience.
That's true.
I hope we didn't make people leave
probably.
Because of us.
I make people leave all the time.
Show.
Trust me, it's fine. It's normal.
But it helped. Yeah. But maybe at some point it would need its own YouTube and Facebook and Instagram.
I'm ready to do that
its own little network.
We're pausing. We're coming right back. We're putting this together.
It all hinges on that logo.
It does. So let's get that done.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
I like it. And thank you again, Tony.
Yeah,
you're the one
Tony.
that's got the ball rolling. We needed
that
to get stuff going. You know, we self-fund a lot of stuff. You and I, we do. We self-fund a lot of items, a lot of things, which is what you got to do when you're grinding in a business.
Grinding away.
But I feel like the thing that we bring to the table with this is joy and happiness.
I hope so.
I think so.
I know I experience joy and happiness doing this with you.
I feel that.
And then later on watching it in my living room, I'm like, look at these guys.
You do send me a picture.
And I'll from the dad chair, I'll take a picture from across the living room. And what was funny is last week's coach brought in a sombrero.
I did sombrero.
And then at some point in the show, I put the sombrero on my head, and then I found a spot where I have a funny looking face with the sombrero on. I was like, check it out.
That's good stuff. Yeah, it's funny too because people send me, I guess they'll watch the Motivate show and the Cannonball show on YouTube on their TVs.
Yeah.
And that's normal. I have gotten so many pictures sent to me from people showing me that they're watching either us or me with my guest or whatever.
I've had people do that with the rhythm section, and some of them post. I love that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, I'm watching the rhythm section this week. That's such and such. These guys are funny. Check out the awesome interview with such and such. And I'm like, so you comment, thank you. Yeah. I mean, it's a picture of me, Jeff, and a guest on their 70-inch screen on their wall.
Yeah.
It's great.
You know, I will say this, and I think I'm speaking for both of us, where it's something that I don't care how long I did this and how many times it happens. I'm always, it's like humbled and thrilled to see someone else enjoying what we do and knowing that we're doing that. It's like surprising sometimes even. It's like, wow, that's cool.
It is surprising.
That's cool.
And because podcasting can feel like you're in a vacuum sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, you put your content on Facebook, you see people that have liked, they've shared, you see some engagement.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like you come in, you record, you hit stop on everything, and then you go on with your life, and you never really know how many. You can look at numbers, but it's always seems like there's more people watching and listening than you realize, than the numbers say.
Oh, that's 100% true.
But you don't. Let me make a parallel here.
Yeah,
playing in bands, you can see the audience in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You get the clap after the song, instant validation, gratification. You're getting pats on the back and handshakes and stuff during set breaks. I mean, it's there. Mm-hmm. It's like for that night, you're in a little community and you're all engaging with each other.
Yep.
You don't get that with podcasting.
Yeah, I do because I play that little hand clap thing over and over in my earpod. I do that all the time. I'm like, where are all these people? My goodness, it's so fun. Thank you so much.
But you know what I mean, though.
I do.
So podcasting is weird sometimes. That's why I don't like doing solo. I've tried solo host stuff where it's just me talking to the camera.
Yeah.
It's no fun. I need to collaborate with someone or interview someone.
Sure.
So I do my co-host with Jeff, which is fun. And that's a whole other animal, that podcast, the rhythm section. It's formatted and everything. But then to have Coach Camp, where it's just two guys that just literally sit down for 5 minutes before we hit record. We want to talk about, jot some notes down and go.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
It's fun.
That's how we do this.
You can't
do life.
And it's hard to find people that can do that.
Yeah, probably so.
That's why I enjoy doing this.
And my wife enjoys it because she's like, hey, isn't it time for you in the studio? Because you've been here talking. So many words have come out of your mouth today. It's really weird.
Go to Derrick's studio and exhaust these words,
I'm pretty
please.
sure I heard Derrick call you a while ago. It's probably time to go up there. But you know what? I can't be too rough on him.
Maybe you can take Derrick to lunch.
Oh, wow.
I like that idea, Alicia. Yeah, have him take me to lunch.
You quit swinging that nasty fly spot around.
Yes, I will, girl. On Mother's Day, which, by the way, just happened.
Yes.
So it's all about the mothers on this day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day to
all of you out there.
I really wish now, looking back on it, I would have highlighted her a little more when everybody was there. We had the family over.
Okay.
Could have played her soundbite a few times for them, just so they could all be like,
Happy Mother's Day, Alicia.
Can you quit swinging that nasty fly spot around?
I will tomorrow.
Can you quit?
Oh, hello. You coming back.
Can you quit?
Can
you quit?
That's DJ version.
These dudes are nuttier than a squirrel turd.
That's right, Wes.
You ain't lying. Wait, W Dog. He just sent me some kind of gift a while ago too. But
so how was your Mother's Day?
It was good.
Well, not your Mother's Day.
Well, it was
your wife and your mom.
Mm-hmm. Funny enough, so I, as always, by the way, this is not new.
Do you want to move that mic up?
I like playing with it. Is it fine? I play with my mics.
I play with my mic.
Is this wrong? Is this wrong?
No.
If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. That's just me and my mic, boys. Just me and my mic. Sorry about that. I was inspired in the moment. So I always do this on Mother's Day. Not that I don't do this through the rest of the year. I jump up, boom. I'm like ball on fire, get the whole house straight. Because I know if people are coming over, want it cleaned up, floor swept, mopped, everything, right. Dogs out, stay outside, don't come back up here. And get the whole place tight. And then on Mother's Day, we always go to church. And this year, Alicia's mom wanted us to go to her church. So we went with her to her church. And then afterwards, we went to get stuff to make because we were having a meal. We had other people over, like my brother and his family, her sister. So some folks, my mom. And we get the stuff. And I'm going to cook. I'm going to do the stuff. But nope. Everybody wanted enchiladas. Well, Alicia and I have our separate things. Like I make some things and it's just like spaghetti. Spaghetti's my gig. All the grilling on the charcoal grill. That's all me. I do all them things. There are dishes she's known for, enchiladas being one of them. So I ended up getting pushed out of the kitchen. And I look up and my brother-in-law's in there and then my boys are in there. And we're like, I think this is the way God meant it to be. Mother's Day, the women in the kitchen still doing what they're supposed to be doing. Y'all doing a good job, ladies.
Whoa. Happy Mother's Day.
You just get that enchilada right. So we continued the celebration of Cinco de Mayo on the Mayo de whatever day it was. I don't even know what day of the month it was. Obviously on a Sunday, but I'm talking about the number. And it was good. We had enchiladas and refried beans and rice and then lots of cakes and pies for dessert. So it was celebratory in that respect. And then, of course, all of the dishes were left to me. So it took me a day and a half.
A day and a half.
That was a lot of dang dishes.
Well,
once it fills up the dishwasher and there's nothing else I can lay over the top of anything and wedge, like I'll get a running start and shut the door 5 or 6 times. And then I'm like, does it turn on? Success. It's like, all right, we're cleaning.
Well, look, Alicia, enchiladas is my favorite. So anytime,
we'll make that one time and have y'all over there.
Anytime you guys have extra enchiladas,
yeah,
come on, let us know.
Yeah, we had some left over too. We made a lot. So anything special on Mother's Day?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope. Texted, talked to my mom. Happy Mother's Day.
That's good.
That's how we roll.
That's good.
We are not.
It doesn't have to be a big celebratory thing.
The holiday type.
And you've mentioned that about other things too. In fact, you said this last year, the Thanksgiving and Christmas were two of the bigger ones you've had since you can remember.
Thanks to LaShawn.
Right?
Yeah,
so obviously,
and her family, and experiencing a more traditional dinners and events. Yeah. Me and my mom. No, and of course, Skylar is what always kept me going as far as being Santa and leaving the cookies and doing all that. But if not for her, if I didn't have a child and I didn't have a girlfriend, and it was just me and my mom,
just looking at the wall,
there wouldn't be a tree anywhere. There wouldn't. Yeah, we're just kind of that way.
Well, I'm going to start including you in on the camp stuff. You're just going to come over to the camps and you're just going to be a part of that.
I'd love to.
And
I enjoy. I enjoy that.
Yeah, my family loves you, man.
Well,
it is synonymous. Like when I was growing up, just so you know, and I don't want to get too far off track because I will chase a rabbit or two, and then a squirrel comes in. Here, squirrel. Where'd they go? And I'm just, growing up, I had 3 or 4 friends. Yeah. If I wasn't with them, they were with me. It was like we were at somebody's house all the time. Now I will say, when I say anything to somebody that hasn't seen me in a minute or talked to me in a minute, it's how you been, blah, blah, blah. You and Derrick still doing stuff. So you are part of you're immediately connected. Like it or not.
No, I love it.
We are connected.
Love it.
Yep. That is a part of it.
I love it. So. And all my friend group and family, when I say, I got a session with Coach Camp, or I'm hanging out with Coach Camp, or I'm doing this thing with Coach Camp, they know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah. So it's just how it works, man. We're all part of that stuff. So that was Mother's Day for us. But I do want to go to, can I transition?
Go.
Did you have anything?
Not yet. At some point I want to talk about A-Fair. But
all right. When it smells right, we'll jump in. There we go. We're talking about senses, and I want to talk about a vital organ, ladies and gentlemen. So sit down. Get your pen and paper out. You're going to need to take some notes. There are vital organs all over our body.
Up.
The entire body, right? So I'm a paramedic, and I've taught anatomy and physiology. Most people don't think of this as a vital organ, but I can tell you it is, especially when they're as big as these. Right there. Look at that. Get a tight shot. There it is.
He's showing the eyeball.
There it is. Eyeball. My eyes are real big. Okay. Vital organ. Something happens to them. Whole unit going down. You may be looking at my face saying, where did all the whiskers go, Coach Camp? I got a funny story about that.
Whiskers like your beard?
Yep. Those are the whiskers. There's other whiskers. We're not talking about those right now. So I was been cutting grass, which by the way, cutting grass, weed eating. I envy you. You are not. Look, I used to have a 0 lot line. I could be done with weed eating everything in about 15, 20 minutes. I took it for granted because now this acreage I have seems great. You have a neighbor right up on top of you. But oh my God, unless you got 900 goats, you are out there cutting grass almost every day. And we've had monsoon season hit, Hernando, raining every day. So you really got to jump on it every chance you get. Cutting grass, several hours, not anywhere close to done.
You envy me because I rent.
Yes.
You don't have to deal with any of this.
Well, you don't have to deal with any of that for sure. I mean, you got other things you probably got to deal with. Maybe. I've rented before, and then sometimes you got neighbors. You're like, oh, my God. So I don't know if you have that problem. I've had that problem before.
Well, I rent an apartment.
Yeah. And you can have upstairs neighbors.
If you rent a house, then you're still responsible for whatever law.
True.
I don't even have that.
No,
I live in an apartment.
Yeah. There's so many benefits to having that. Yeah. All those things are off your plate.
Having zero retirement.
Well,
that's another problem.
There's things. Everybody's got an angle, right? Everybody's got an angle. So I'm cutting grass and I go inside and my beard's looking scraggly, and I'm like, well, I'll just trim it up some. So and all this is relative. So I'm sitting there in the shear. I got my little cutters and I'm just trying to take off the high whiskers so I can form it better. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like somebody shot a dart right into my eyeball. I don't know if you ever gotten anything in your eyeball.
Of course, yeah.
It immediately feels like there's a 2x4.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it could
I
be
can't
the
even
smallest
open it.
Dust particle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is grass or if this a whisker done popped and went crazy on me. I don't know what happened. I can't see it. My eyes are watering, and I'm like trying to fight through it because I'm like, I'm not a quitter. I'm going to get this done. And then in the process, and all of a sudden I got a racing stripe down part of my neck.
Oops.
I done went in too tight, and everything is now messed up. So I got like reverse mohawks everywhere. It's not working out, Derrick. And now I'm like, I can't see. My eyes watering. I'm trying to get it out. I put my face underneath the water thing, rolling. I bet that rolling, and it ain't getting out. So finally, I'm just like, screw this. I done got gaps all up in my beard. And, this ain't like the gaps I had whenever I got my nose, waxed and my mustache came off all of a sudden off my whole top lip came off.
Yeah.
I just shave it down. And then I'm like, screw it. I'm going to get in the shower and I'll rinse my eye real good. And then I can go on about my life. So that's what I did.
Go on about my life.
And I shave it all down. And then I get in the shower and I try to get it out. And then I get out and my eye is still on fire. And I mean, it's killing me. It feels like somebody just taking a finger and just pokey. And it's about 10, 15 minutes before Alicia gets home from work. So I'm like, I'm going to go in the den and I'm just going to curl up in the fetal position. Okay. And I'm going to put my thumb in my mouth and I'm going to try not to pee in my pants. And I'm just going to cry. Maybe it'll come out. I'm just going to cry.
Flush it out.
I'm just going to cry it out.
Start thinking about Old Yeller. Yeah, watch Old Yeller.
And just like so sad. And she comes in. And Alicia I'm going to say this about her. If y'all have ever met her, she says things. Okay.
Can you quit slinging that nasty fly swat around?
That's what she will say to you. Very little
empathy,
patience, empathy, and sometimes even compassion.
Yeah.
Maybe mostly towards me, but definitely could be for anyone. And she comes in, she's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I cannot see. My eyeball is broken. There's something in my eyeball and I can't get it out. And so she comes over and she pulling my eyelids up and she can't see nothing. And she's just like, I don't see anything in there, but it's bloodshot. I'm like, it's bloodshot because I've been trying to get stuff out of it for the last 25 minutes. So we were going to go to dinner. And I'm like, all right, go get dressed. And she gets dressed and we're driving and we park in the parking lot. We're going to go to the Parish for those of you guys in her name. It's a delicious place. Very delicious. Seafood stuff. We're in the parking lot and she's just looking at me over there. I can't even open my eyes. I'm blind. I am a blind man now. So
you're miserable. I
need a stick or a dog. I cannot see. I cannot see. And she's like, what are you going to do? I said, we're going to the Red Med. Just turn around. Go to the Red Med now.
Okay.
So we back out. We go to the Red Med. And you could tell even the nurse practitioner there, they're all looking at me like this dude's too much. He is too much. And then they go in and they put the little drop numbing things. I'm not even kidding you guys, man. It's like magic. Within seconds, the pain went away. I'm like, those are magic drops. And then they put the little dye drop in there. Turns out I had a scratch on my cornea.
Oh.
I don't know what was in there, but it scratched my cornea.
Ooh.
It had shut me down.
So they did find something, though. That's good. So
they never
weren't
found
crazy.
anything in my eye, but whatever was in my eye,
but they found
my cornea.
the issue that was causing the pain.
It was horrible.
Did you look at Alicia and be like, see, told you?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, see, because I couldn't. You see, I can't. See what I'm saying? Of course you do. So
But pain went away.
It's still scratchy even to this day, but I'm taking like steroid drops, but it's not painful.
But from there, you were able to then continue
we
your
went to
dinner
then we had
plans.
to go to a Mexican restaurant because obviously that restaurant was full. So Mexican restaurants, so by the way, I don't know, they super fast.
And then you went to El Pariso.
That's it.
I know. We already talked about Mexican food and restaurants. It's just the best service. It's fast. They're always on top of things. I love it. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, you get something in your eye, you're screwed.
I'm glad you can see me.
Yes, me too, man. I was concerned for a minute. There was some things going on. I didn't know if I was going to make it.
I'm glad you can look at me.
Yeah.
And see the beauty across from this table.
You're radiant, actually. There's like a glow behind you.
I need to shave.
Oh, well.
I'm all scruffy.
Don't let it get in your eyeball.
Yeah, I'm not good with keeping up. It's like I get Chia Pet and then I shave everything down.
Yeah. Alicia the other day was, not Alicia, I'm sorry, Maddie was saying, it's time to wax my ears. I'm like, yeah, but you stay away from my nostril. Stay away from my nostril.
Waxing the ears? Oof.
Yeah, it's fine. Doesn't hurt that bad. It's the nose that you got to watch out for.
That's when you know you're old.
Oh, yeah.
When you get ear hair like that.
It happens.
To the point where you got to wax it.
Yeah, I think she just likes her excuse to do it.
Man, when you're standing in a line at Walmart and you get an older fella in line, just kind of catches your eye and you're like, damn.
It's like, I want to braid. Can I braid that?
Can someone tell him?
Yeah, put it in dreadlocks.
Like, hey, by the way,
Make
Grandpa, we got to do something about your ears, man.
Things are on fleek. They on fleek over there, dog.
Well, cool. Well, good deal. I'm glad you're fine.
So tell me about the A-Fair. A-Fair coming up.
A-Fair.
Yeah, you got A-Fair stuff.
The big A-Fair or arts fair, but it's A''Fair put on by the Optimist Club is this Saturday. And
which will be tomorrow in accordance to our taping.
Tomorrow.
If
you're listening to Unpublished Day, which if you don't listen to Unpublished Day, shame on you.
Shame.
Canceled. You have been canceled. Mm-hmm. But so as we record this on Wednesday, there's rain on the horizon all week.
God, all week.
It's just, it changes. You know how it is.
Monsoon.
But rain or shine, it happens unless it's a downpour, Right. But it's the one
big one
fundraiser for the Optimist Club. And the Optimist Club, among other things, they give back to the community, but really what they're known for is creating scholarships for kids. So, this is their time to make all that money. Yeah. People come from all over the country to be in the arts fair, fair, have a booth. Last I heard, this was a couple of years ago, it was $1,000 to have a booth.
We talked about this last week, which was amazing to me. Yeah. I didn't realize it was as broad spectrum as it was.
It's a big deal. Yeah, so having rain cancel it or hurt it, it's a bummer. But anyway, so
they need to build a dome over the square.
Yeah, come on.
That'd be cool.
Let's make that happen. Like the Las Vegas Sphere.
Could be like a retractable. Like See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Bring Las Vegas to Hernandez.
Let's go.
There's no reason why we can't.
But I'm ready to go, set up, and been working on scripts and templates and breaking down, all the different breaks I'm going to do each hour and coordinating with Miss Annabelle. I know you don't listen or watch Anna, but love you. You're the best. She's a community outreach person over there. She's we're working together on, she gave me a lot of information that I can use when it comes time to an ad break, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's like a live radio show, playing music, and then every 20 minutes, blam, you're going to hear my voice and talk about one of the vendors, but mostly Palmer Home and all this stuff. So all is good there. But funny story, off camera, we talked about Chip, our mayor, awesome mayor, Mayor Johnson.
Hernando, Mississippi.
So not only am I DJing this event, Mr. Manny Zapata here at Big Note Music Lessons, who leases 95% of this floor, minus my room, is also going to have a spot, stage or staging, instruments for kids to bang on and everything, but as a way to promote him. It's the Kid Zone, right? It's the Palmer Home Kid Zone. So let's bring in some toy guitars and electronic drum kit and everything. So me, Anna, and Manny meet yesterday at City Hall because that's where it's going to be. The Kid Zone is in the parking lot of the Hernando City Hall right there on Commerce Street, right in front of the building. And the big question and the big thing that we needed to look at is power. Right? Who's plugging in where? is our access? We're going to set up here. Where's our access? This, that, and the other. So we're in the parking lot, just, walking around and pointing things, coming up with ideas. And who pops his head out of the office but our one mayor, Chip Johnson.
Chip Johnson.
He's like, hey, should I call the police?
Yep.
He just comes out joking and
yes,
fun.
you should.
So he comes out and we're shaking hands and, now we're just shooting the breeze with him. And before he came out, when we were looking at all the power situations, up against the wall on the brick on the outside, there was 2 outlets. And we were wondering, I wonder if those work. But then we do have access inside the main lobby because that's where the bathrooms will be for the public. There's outlets in there. But anyways, he pops out. I'm like, hey, Chip, do you know if that power works? Out on the wall. He's like, let me get my reader. And he goes to his truck, comes back, and has this power reader that you can just plug in to an outlet to tell you that if it's on or not.
I usually just plug a lamp in.
Or tripped. Well, we don't have a lamp with us, but
fair enough.
But it will tell you that either it's working or there's a tripped breaker somewhere or whatever. But I just thought that was hilarious. He's like, I got the tool for you. Right in his truck.
He's like a superhero.
So then he's over there and he's plugging in all the different outlets that we need to access. And sure enough, the outlets on the outside didn't work.
How about that?
And he's like, I'll look into that. I'll make sure that's fixed. But we do have other options. Yeah. I just thought that was so funny.
He could have had it on his power belt.
I know.
I got that right here. Harpoon.
If you knew Batman. If you knew Hernando Mayor Chip Johnson, you would understand the story because he is just a regular guy like that.
Yep.
And it was really fun. So
yeah, it is fun.
But we're looking forward to it. I'm excited. I hope the rain holds out.
Me
if
too.
It does rain, I hope it's just misting here and there and comes and goes and then not a steady pour. But thanks to LaShawn, I'm going to have a tent over my business.
Oh, nice.
So, which is something now I realize I have to invest in because there's going to be other outdoor events. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
They're going to be outside a lot.
That's a good point.
And if it's a little drizzly and it's not canceled, I can't be having drizzle.
Just get somebody to stand over you with an umbrella.
I got to be protecting my gear and keep my head dry.
Sure.
So yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. This is a big one. This is 7 hours.
You're gonna be tired.
7 hours. I got a big list of music already set and kid friendly. A mixture of modern stuff with some good classic rock for the adults.
You know what you could do is just download all the Kids Bop.
Oh, no.
There's 47 Kids Bops.
I don't want to drive everyone insane.
Bop.
No. Like for the kids, a Taylor Swift or maybe, Billie Eilish or, and then some of the there's other poppy kind of bands out there.
AC/DC.
Or music soundtrack songs are really big. Let's put the Frozen song out there or whatever.
I think you should reintroduce Beastie Boys.
But then,
this generation needs it.
But you might walk through the A Fair this Saturday from 9 to 4 and hear Pat Benatar. You might hear some Fleetwood Mac. You might hear some.
See, you are introducing.
You might hear some Eagles. You might
Doobie
hear,
Brothers.
Yeah, you might hear some of this stuff too. And it's a mixture of things.
Hey, I got a question about the fair.
Yeah.
What's your favorite go-to food? What do you get? You got to get some kind of snack there.
Well, I love food trucks.
Yeah.
Love food trucks.
Do you have a particular one you gravitate toward? Or just whatever's out there, you kind of make a decision?
Yeah. I mean, I love a taco truck.
Okay. They do the walking tacos now. Where they put all the ingredients like meat, cheese, whatever, into some Dorito bag. And you just walk around and eat out of the Dorito bag.
I've never seen that.
They call that a walking taco.
Yeah. But a good taco truck, love that. Smash burger, hot dog. I mean, it's, whatever. Honestly, if there's a line of food trucks and I know they're all looking good and I love all the food that they provide
just get
and
something
everything,
from all of them.
I'll go to the one with the shortest line.
Oh, it decides for you.
Sometimes.
It'll decide for you.
Sometimes. But there's something, I don't know what it is about food trucks, but the food's always delicious. It's like they're specialized in
it's
it.
An experience.
I don't know.
I have 2 things about that. Do you mind?
Go for it.
So you know what a corn dog is?
Yes.
And a Pronto Pup. I like Pronto Pups. Do you know the difference?
What's the second one?
Pronto Pup.
Pronto Pup? I've never heard of that.
Pup. Look how I'm doing hey, YouTubers. Pup. See my fingers. Pup. That's how you do it. Pronto Pup. Yeah. So, I don't know what's happening. Corn dog, the batter is with cornmeal.
Okay.
Pronto Pup is with flour. That's the base. That's the roll.
But it's still wrapped around a hot dog.
Yes. It's fluffier.
Okay.
It's a fluffier dog. That's the best way to put it.
Fluffier dog.
So usually you can only get, I say that, but I mean, you see Pronto Pups a lot of times at the little fairs and stuff in the food truck. So that's what I will go toward. And they're usually about 18 inches long. So this is not your average Pronto Pup. You're definitely in the big boy department.
I've never heard of that. I'll look for them.
You got to eat from the side, otherwise the stick will go in the back of your throat. Now you're bleeding, you done cut your goozle. You got to be careful. That's one. The second part of this food truck thing I'll tell you about. So food trucks are typically delicious, and they have a variety of unique type foods that you don't necessarily always find in a restaurant. I was in Saudi Arabia once. Did I ever tell you about these days? Saudi Arabia went over there. It was Air Force.
When you're in the Air Force.
Yep. Got deployed over there. And they had a food truck come on base. And let me tell you something. You got to be careful. All right. So I'm adventurous. We've mentioned many times on the show.
This is Saudi Arabia we're talking about.
You're not adventurous.
I would not survive up there.
No, you're going to have to eat like an apple, something you can see and you're recognizing from America.
It would not be good.
So I go to the food truck and it's mostly written in Arabic, which it turns out I don't read or speak Arabic. I don't know those words. Yeah. And it's just a lot of lines. And
that's the one language I struggle with.
Really? That's weird. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know what is here. And a guy that's with me, he's been there several times. So he's like trying to explain to me what the different options are. And there's one that's called a mix box, M-I-X, mix box. And I'm like, screw it. When in Rome, even though it's Saudi Arabia.
Because you are adventurous.
I am adventurous. So I get this box of food and it's got 3 different types of meats. Like one of them is a leg that does not look like a leg of any animal I've seen. I don't know, rat. I don't know what it was. It was a leg and it wasn't chicken. And then there was like meatballs on a stick. And then there was some strips of meat. All I can tell you is this. One, the leg didn't taste bad. I don't know what it was.
So when you say leg, was it like a frog's leg where you get a thigh and a shin?
It was like a thigh.
Was there a knee?
Yes, it was like from the hip down. So there was like a leg, but it kind of looked like it could walk. And it was different. So it was like it was a leg. It was definitely a strong leg that had some muscles on it, but it wasn't like a chicken leg. So I don't know what kind of animal it could have been. Whatever animals over there that they eat. It was all right. It had a little strong taste to it. Then I get to the strips of meat. They had a weird flavor, but it was really seasoned. I remember this very vividly. It was very seasoned. But the meatballs, I don't know what they were, but it was that instantaneous. The moment it got on my lip into my tongue and the flavor hit, I immediately gagged. Right back at it. Right back at it. Couldn't even get down just even into my back.
Just the
it
flavor.
Didn't get to my molar.
It didn't have anything to do with the texture at that point. It was just the flavor.
It was the flavor, the smell kind of hit the back of my palate. It got to my incisor. It never got to a molar. It couldn't get that deep. I was just immediately shut down.
I'd be like, where are your chicken tenders?
They did have Pizza Hut on the base. There was a couple of places that were domestic.
I'd be eating that every day.
Yeah. So this was some of the outskirts of the base where you had vendors come in.
No. So years ago in the casino band I was in, we did 2 4-week trips to St. Croix, Virgin Islands. Yeah. Awesome. So cool. January of 2009 and 2010. Totally set up on the resort. Hotel the whole week. It was awesome. And so we'd go downtown and there was a parade and my guitar player was very adventurous like you and loved fishy things.
I'm a fish thing. I'm a fish guy.
And man, he was buying fish that were deep fried, but head to tail. Like, okay, they took the guts out, but the head was there, the tail, there was no cutting and chopping and battering and deep frying. No, it was the full thing. And random fish, and he would just bite into the fish. Like it was.
I would eat the meat of the fish. Now, like some people eat the head and stuff.
Yeah,
like fish head soup, and I'm probably not like I'm not there.
He's the type that would.
Yeah, and I'm just one other thing on talk. We always do end up gravitating at some point to sports and food, which is interesting. So I think that's most people's talk about anyways. But I just started watching a Netflix show. It's just one episode, The Liver King. You ever heard of this guy? He's eating like organs of animals and
I will not watch that.
And tongue and he's like really roughed up, big and massively muscled up.
Gross.
So anyways, that was it is kind of gross.
But the same fella, his name it was Terry McIntyre, God rest his soul. We lost him a few years ago. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned how when we were on the road, he was the one that would eat sardines
Oh, that's that guy.
In some rando podunk gas station that the can's probably been there for 5 years.
Yeah, it says it expired 2 years ago.
He would eat anything. He would try anything.
Put it on cracker.
Not me. I'm the little kid. Do you got tenders and fries? I mean,
oh my God.
You have a cheeseburger.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Well, let me tell you something. I experienced something this past week. I know it's shifting now from food, but it's kind of related a little bit because it's still talking about selling things. Have you ever been a part of a garage sale?
Yes, growing up.
You did. All right. So
yard sale, garage sale. It's all kind of the same concept, right?
It's interesting. Okay. First of all, it's interesting. So my mom, I've talked to you about this. We've been working on moving her out of her other house. I've got her new house built. Yeah. Got to get that thing settled in.
Decades of buildup.
God, it's so much work. So many things. So she has a garage sale. And this is the part that is so funny to me. So I come over there. I'm a little later because the garage sale started about 6 a.m. And the idea, just so you know, in case you've never been a part of one of these wonderful events, you become a department store and or thrift store. You're trying to get rid of your crap and get a couple dollars for it, whatever that is, whatever your crap is in life. It's like, I don't need this or want this anymore. It's slightly used or extremely battered. Give me money. And that's the goal. And you hope that some people show up that are kind of like, I'd like to go drive around and see if I can find some crap. Now, before I go any further, I will say there's always those needle in a haystack moments where somebody finds like Picasso that was hidden behind. It's like somebody's old house. It's like, oh, this is an original copy of Independence. What is the thing? What is it? Why am I losing? Why am I losing?
Declaration of Independence.
It's like, I'm independent, but Declaration of Independence, like that was found not long ago. It was like, oh, it's worth it. I cannot remember where we're coming from. And the person sitting there like, at the auction, like, oh, this would go at auction for about $475,000. And it's like, people look for that sometimes.
And they bought it for $1.
But that's not what you're going to find at our house. And so you're hoping people buy whatever it is so that you, one, don't have to move it. And then two, you make a couple dollars on it. Okay. And it starts usually around 6 a.m. So it's early. People get out there. They're hunting.
Did you put signs around the neighborhood?
Couple signs. Well, I didn't. Mom did. Yeah. And so some signs out and some social media posts and address and all that kind of stuff, which, by the way, I did try to help in that respect in the fact that I put her thing out there and I don't know, think you guys have like 10, 15 shares, getting the word out. And so anyways, I get over there a little later. It's like 8 o'clock when I get there. So there's people up there and there's stuff lining up and down the driveway as it do. And my nephew, this is the fun part. And I can say this because he is going to be a guest on the show, by the way, this nephew that I'm talking about. Cool. He's got autism. And I don't know what the number of spectrum is, but he's
way into Legos, right?
You're way into Legos. It's that kid. It's that one. It's exactly that. We've talked about him before on the show. He's high functioning in the sense that he's very smart, but he has to have his particulars. Like if he's engaged in it, he's good. If he's not, it's gone. Yeah. And he knows these things about himself too.
Easily overstimulated.
Very easily overstimulated. And I think he's very consciously aware of his condition, if you want to call it a condition. I don't know what you want to call it. So he's setting out. This is the part I love. I love this kid. This is why I want to have him on the show. He's going to be fun. He's setting out.
This show.
No, not Cannonball. He's not ready for that. I am not ready for that on most days.
Yes, you are.
That's a situation you got to, there's a whole growth process there. He's going to be on I'm going to actually do it on, just spoiler alert for Motivate. I'm working on putting together a autism series.
That'd
so I'm
going
to talk to some people at varying ages that have autism.
That would
and talk about their struggles and their accomplishments and what life is like through their spectrum. Absolutely. Yeah. So he's going to be on the show for that. But as I'm driving up, I see him. He's sitting at the end of the driveway. He's got his legs crossed. He's just so funny. And he's sitting there just like so, and he's 12 and people are getting out of their car. And I just pull up and I can hear him and he's doing some serious sales stuff. He's like, hey, well, how are you doing today? Welcome. Would you like to look at these shoes I have for sale over here? And I've got a Millennium Falcon for sale. And the dude is out there just working the crowd. I saw him get $1 for nothing. A guy walked up, he's like, you're doing a good job, young man. Gave him $1 and he's just over there so happy. Happy.
That's like $100 to him.
Man, he was having a blast, and he's just
good for him.
So funny.
So clearly not socially.
He's outgoing. He's not introverted.
He's not introverted. Is what
he's
I'm
an extroverted autistic spectrum. Things will shut him down. Things will, like if it's too much for him, he'll clam up. But just in social setting, he's the outgoing style that he's going to go up and talk to everybody.
That's awesome.
He's got a story, something to tell.
Would there possibly be moments where he might lack a little bit of social awareness and say something that probably wouldn't be proper?
I don't know if it would not
be proper,
what I'm saying? But so I get what you're saying. I think his big thing is he has mannerisms or sounds. He'll make, it's not like Tourette's where it's a constant thing, but like if something kind of.
A little tick.
Or it's like a sound, it's a squeak.
Yeah.
He does those kind of things.
Yeah.
And he sometimes is aware of it. Sometimes he's not. Sometimes his dad will be like, Hunter, stop. And he's like, okay. You know, so it's like this. I coached him in baseball when he was like 8. So he's older now. He's 12. Coached him in baseball when he was like around 8. And some days he would show up. He's all in on baseball, running, trying to get the ball and stuff. And then there was those times, one time he's in left field and a ball's hit. And he has made the decision he's not playing on this inning. And so he turns his back to the ball as it's rolling past him. And he stands with his arms crossed. And he's looking into the outfield. I'm like, Hunter, get the ball. No. I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this.
Nice.
He's going to have a home run now in a minute, boys. Shortstop, run and get the ball.
When he was engaged, was he good?
When he was engaged, he wasn't baseball talented, but he was, 8-year-old rec ball fun, So, great kid, super great kid, and
I'm anxious to meet him.
He's gonna be an awesome guest.
Yeah,
he's very open.
I want to talk Legos with him.
Oh, well, then that's a whole nother show.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to.
That's when we have him on this show.
You're gonna have to have him grappling with Legos.
You don't think he can be on this show?
Anybody could be on. His dad was on the show, so it's really not. The bar's not high.
That has been lowered.
Sorry about that one. I had to bring it in there. So garage sales, they have a place, and there's something special about them. I want to talk one more thing.
Go for it.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, the laugh is too long.
It's a long laugh. Since we're talking about sales and money, I got a question for you.
Okay.
And this is a question for all of our audience. If you want to write in about this, I would like to have your take on it. Why is it trying to purchase a new vehicle is like trying to work out some kind of hostage negotiation with some commander of a country that has to go through 3 other leaders?
Yeah.
It is such an ordeal.
Yes. It takes all day.
You could go in with almost cash in your pocket, ready to buy the car. And somehow they've got to go to this person, and then you got to go to that person, then you got to go to this person, and do you want this such insurance? This will be taken off. All right, we're going to have you go over here to this person here and sign this off. Bro, it's a stupid car.
Yeah. Dude, when I bought my car I have now, Toyota Corolla IM, I bought it brand new. Just one day, I'm like, I'm done with this Ford Focus. It's a lemon. I'm buying something that I can rely on.
Yeah.
And I have no money to put down. My car is worthless, so the trade-in is nothing. So I walked in and made it very easy for them. I was like, I want to test drive a Toyota Corolla IM. Okay, yep, I want it. It was not a matter of, well, I'll give you this much for it. It was, what's the best loan I can get?
Yeah.
What's the best term? That was an easy sell.
Just, I'm here. I want it. Let's go. How many days did it take?
Dude. All day.
Yeah, it's like I was
at the Wolf Chase Toyota dealership from, I would say, mid-morning, well after they closed. The lobby's closed. No, but I'm still in the back office signing so many papers.
It's almost easier to buy.
A stack of signatures needed.
Jeez.
Dude.
It's a car.
Oh my goodness. Like, why did it take all day?
I don't know. I don't know what the magic is. And then you got to go talk to this person. Then they got to come back and be like, well, we can't do this. I come in with the game plan. Now, look, I will tell you the greatest sale I ever made, or not sale, purchase I ever made was my white truck that my son totaled. Whole nother story we'll talk about another day maybe. I don't know. I still have feelings.
That's a rough one.
I still have feelings. So I decided one day I was going to drive through the parking lot. Yeah, man, that's the way it's working. I was driving through and I see this white truck. And I know better than to stop a lot of times because those salespeople are like piranhas. Yeah. They will descend on you like ninjas and grab you up and then try to pull you in. And I just jump out and I look inside the white truck and it's pimp. ain't gonna lie to y'all. It was awesome. I'm like,
What kind of truck?
It was a Dodge Ram 1500 Texas Longhorn limited edition with all the specs. Very beautiful. And I'm like, this is the dream truck. All right, let's go. And I jump back in my car and start to leave. And you see the salesperson, and I'm not even exaggerating this part, bobbing and weaving through the cars.
Just chasing
fast
you down.
as he can. And he like jumps, he's like, hey. So I roll the window down. And I'm like, yes. He goes, hey, I saw you look at that truck back there. It's a nice truck. It's a nice truck. You got to come look at it. It's like, let me tell you, I got to be at XYZ, whatever it is. I don't even know what I said. I said, but I only got 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm legit on 10 to 15 minutes. That's all I have. He goes, that's all it's going to take.
Ooh, confidence.
I said, okay. So I pull up there, and I go in. I talk to him, and I'm watching my phone. And within very short, I'm talking 8 minutes, I tell him, I said, I'm not paying more than this for that truck. Mm-hmm. And he goes back, and he comes back, and it's higher. And I said, nope, I can't do it. And I said, well, nice try. He's like,
we got a few more minutes.
He's like, oh, wait. And then he runs back there and comes back. And I was like, nope, can't do it. Sorry, got to go. And then he comes back. He's like, well, are you a firefighter or anything? I was like, actually, turns out I am a retired firefighter. Mm-hmm. And he goes, oh, we got some discounts on that. So he goes back, and then he comes back, and it's the price I want. And I said, yep, that's great, but we're out of time, and I got to go. He goes, I can send you all the paperwork. You can do all this stuff with DocuSign on an email, and you can send us the money on the down payment and everything over the phone, online. And I'm like, okay, do it. And I said, how am I going to get my car? Because I got to go. He goes, I'll drive it to your house. Give me your address. So I was there 15 minutes. I left. They sent me all the stuff. We filled it out at the house later, and that dude delivered my truck to my house.
Wow.
That's how you do it, boys and girls.
And that was confidence. He's like, you were like 15 minutes. That's all we need.
That's
and
it.
He sold that truck in 15 minutes.
And I did an info commercial for him at the dealership and put it on my social media. Had several thousand views.
Good for
him because I said he did such a good job. Now we're currently in negotiations for a Jeep for Alicia.
Are you trading in the Jeep you currently have?
We are. It's all a part of the. We're giving our other car to. Whatever that sound is. Maddie Camp. So we're giving her white car to Maddie. And so Alicia's going to get an upgraded Jeep. So we're going to trade in the other one. Anyways, it's been a back and forth kind of thing. And they gave me one price on their interest rates. I'm like, absolutely not. Credit union, here we go. So we're all but there. We're all but there.
Good.
And they're going to have to deliver too because it's down in Oxford. I ain't going to drive back down there. I drove down there and I told them, I said, we got an X amount of time. X amount of time came. I said, now we got to go. I said, I drove the car down so y'all could give us a trade-in value.
Yeah.
Y'all seen it. We'll work it from here. And we left. And it was raining. And it's a long drive down to Oxford.
Yeah.
That's what we do sometimes.
Commercial for Toyota. If you want to buy a car once and not have to worry about it for a very long time,
nice.
Toyota.
That's good.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, and you know what? Jeep is not
my Corolla is it's the best.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little Corolla. 30 miles a gallon.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, by the way, this Jeep is a hybrid. So, we're not hybrid educated, but it says, between the two, you get like 48 miles to the gallon. So, I don't know. But one last thing, and then we can do whatever we're going to do. But money as a motivator is a thief.
Yes.
That came to me in a dream 2 nights ago.
Yeah. So, you mentioned to me, like, you wake up.
I'll wake up
with epiphanies and
speeches,
scripts written.
Sometimes it's poo-poo. And I'm like, I don't even know.
But you don't know it's poo-poo until you wake up the next morning. Because you'll wake up, you jot it down, go back to sleep.
That's it. I do that. All right. Yes, every time.
Yeah.
And so then the other day, I wake up, it's in the middle of the night, and I send it to me, and I wake up and I look at it, and I'm like, money as a motivator is a thief. I don't know what speech I was given in my sleep, but that makes sense.
It says it all in the title.
It does. If you are chasing money as your motivation, it will steal everything from you. It will steal time. It will steal focus. It will steal meaningful moments.
Yes.
And I'm like,
I've been there.
Dang. How did I get that deep while I was sleeping?
No doubt.
I don't know.
And it's tough. Sort of like, when you have a drug problem or an alcohol problem, you can get rid of that. Mm-hmm. Okay. But when you have an eating problem, oh man, that's tough because you got to eat.
Turns out you do. You got to do that.
When you're a business owner, yes, that is true. What you just said. Say that line again.
Yeah. Money as a motivator is a thief.
Right. But at the end of the day,
got to have money.
You got to have money. You got to pay the bills. You got to keep doors open. You got to keep the business going. So then you can then pay your personal bills and everything. And it's a vicious cycle.
Thus the balance.
And it's tough.
It's tough.
Because you're trying to chase a dream and work with passion, but then things get scary. And I've fallen in this trap so many different times.
Yep.
And yeah, there's been moments where I'm like, well, I got to think of every single way possible I can market in all these different ways to make money. And it really works.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm at a point now where I still stress about it. I really don't know how I'm going to pay myself this week.
Yeah.
But man, more and more now.
Enjoy your moments.
Sometimes I go home and I'm like, I can't believe I got to do what I did all day today. But then the devil comes in and is like, yeah, but is it good enough to earn your living? And is there money coming in? And business. What's your budget look like? And and you're like, So, I don't want to be a businessman. I want to be an entrepreneur, an artist, or whatever. And it's a constant fight.
It's a balance.
It's a constant fight. It's a fight to not fall into that trap where it will eat you up.
100%. Well, I want to leave you with this. I want you happy when you leave this studio. Okay. Because this is what you got to think about.
I'm happy right now.
So, and I know you are because I see the color. It's nice. And your eyes are twinkling. It's so good. Just remember this for the rest of your life as you go out into this world. Baby oil is not bad. Babies need it. But if you're Puff Diddy, there's a balance.
Cannonball!
That's all I'm saying.
I would say, maybe not 1,000 bottles.
Maybe you don't have to buy all of Costco.
Oh, boy.
Lubrication's okay to a point, boys and girls. To a point.
I don't think he's ever going to see the light of day again.
No, but he'll have great skin. So soft.
Anyway, so...
Can't think of a better way to finish up on that one.
Coach, always fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a great show. We even had a call in today.
I don't even know how that happened. We didn't plan that.
How about that?
Thank you, Huskies.
Huskies from
Embedders.
Magnolia.
Fantasticals. Yes, good times.
But it's a great place. MotivateWithCoachCam.com.
I have heard of that. And I know that sometimes that motivator person, that Coach Camp person, he goes down to SRP Studios LLC.com.
Absolutely.
He hangs out there. You should click it.
And look, websites do work.
They do.
Coach Camp found a gig.
I did.
Organically. Someone searched.
Found it.
Found, who's this? Motivate with Coach Camp. Went to the website, loved what they saw, hired him to do a keynote. Or no, what's it called? It's a keynote at a graduation.
Yes.
That's what it's called, keynote.
Hello.
I, on the other hand, have not experienced that. But you never know. There's always time for a first.
You're a DJ, but you know what you can do? You can come to us with Cannonballing Life at gmail.com. Bam. That's nice. I like to be positive.
We actually rehearse that, everybody.
Sometimes.
But yeah, positively thinking.
Are you positive?
I am today. I am right now. Thanks to you, Coach.
Well, we have voices.
You bring so much positivity in my life. You really do.
Because our voices are positive.
You really do. Just your presence. The way he literally, no lie, when he came to the studio today, he entered the room like that.
I did.
He ran in. I'm here.
Boom!
Time to go.
But you go to Positive Voices and join us and share your positive.
Yes, link in the description.
That's nice stuff.
And then, if you find it in your heart,
donate a couple dollars to at Motivate with Coach Camp on Venmo.
On Venmo. All right, y'all. Have a great weekend.
Yes.
Tomorrow, A-Fair. Come say hello.
Hey. Hernando Tigers! Let's go.
We did it.
Good stuff, bro.